The ABC Murders by Agatha Christie, the Audible original version. For whatever reason, there is a growing trend to take a perfectly good Agatha Christie story and change it. While Agatha Christie is deservedly known as the Queen of Crime, it seems like everyone who adapts her stories of late thinks they can do better and that she didn't do enough. I'm looking at you, Kenneth Branagh. With the exception of And Then There Were None, the recent BBC versions of her stories have been pretty bad, playing fast and loose with the source material, and the less said about the Branagh versions the better. This Audible original adaptation leaves out key points, changes characters' personalities, and adds invented scenes that only bewilder rather than enlighten. The book is mostly written from the first-person perspective of Hastings, but this adaptation is not. Where the book gives us insight into Hastings' thoughts, Audible gives us invented scenes and backstories. In the book, Hastings leaves behind his wife in Argentina. Here, he's leaving behind his wife and 4 children. Furthermore, the wife he's leaving behind is Dulcie Devine, a character from the second Poirot novel, The Murder on the Links, which Audible has yet to adapt, so chronologically this makes no sense. In the book, Hastings is a bit slow on the uptake, a bit dim-witted you might say, acting as a proxy for the reader with things being explained for his, or our, benefit. In this version, he comes across as decidedly more astute and simply your average sidekick. It's like the person who adapted the story didn't understand the function of the character at all. The way we are introduced to the main suspect, Alexander Bonaparte Cust, is also different. Christie reveals his full name in Chapter 2, or after roughly 7 or 8 pages. The Audible version repeatedly only refers to him as Mr. Cust throughout, depriving the audience of vital information. His name is a vital clue, Alexander Bonaparte Cust, ABC, yet this isn't revealed to the listener until almost the end. This vital clue is merely mentioned in passing. There are added scenes aplenty in this adaptation, and they're poorly handled. They're supposed to give Cust some backstory, but they serve no real purpose and just bog the story down with exposition. The actor playing Cust gives a very exaggerated stuttering performance when he's having one of his episodes, which is accompanied by an unbearable high-pitched whine. In general, this adaptation really suffers from poor pacing because the director is spoon-feeding us information. Instead of signaling a location with a few seconds of background sound, such as a cafe, we're given a scene that lasts almost a minute with a waitress taking orders and people complaining. This is all done with Dolby Atmos, which makes it sound like we're underwater at a swimming pool and listening to what's going on at the surface. The sound design is also maddening, featuring wall-to-wall sound, whether it's sound effects, special effects, or awful incidental music. The main actors are nearly always front and center, and in some cases their performances are so exaggerated with the breathing that it's claustrophobic. Rather than people in the background simply being placed further back or to the left or right in the audio mix, the production applies an audio filter, so lots of things sound as though they're submerged. Then there are the performances. Some people give very odd characterizations, in particular Franklin Clark, the brother of the 3rd victim. Far from being in mourning for the death of his brother, even the slightest, he seems eager, excited, and ebullient. The actor playing Betty Bernard's boyfriend also misses the mark. He is supposed to work in a solicitor's office, yet he sounds like an oafish thug. The strangest turn comes from Joel Fry as Inspector Crome, who veers from whiny to jovial in the blink of an eye. It must be noted that Chief Inspector Japp is missing from this adaptation, so everything rests on Chrome's shoulders. Meanwhile, Thora Grey is apparently Norwegian, although the book only hints at her having a Scandinavian appearance. The accent that Amrita Acharya does is anything but Norwegian, and anything but consistent. I guess there were no actual Scandinavian actors available that day. Hamish Patel gives an enjoyable performance as Hastings, inasmuch as the character is quite different from the book, but I enjoyed listening to him. The same cannot be said for Peter Dinklage, however, who has not managed to up his game in the French accent department. He is completely unable to muster a French accent of any sort. The book, like the other Poirot novels, is peppered with little exclamations in French. This adaptation is not, perhaps thankfully, as the few that there are, Dinklage pronounces wrongly. For example, when wishing everyone good luck, he says not bonne chance, but bonne chance. I imagine him giving himself a little pat on the back for not pronouncing it chance. I'm not necessarily blaming the actors, as they were clearly following the instructions of the director, but this whole thing was badly thought out. If you want a good telling of Agatha Christie, turn to the BBC radio dramatisations. Those are streets ahead of this bastardised Audible version. Will I listen to another Audible original version of an Agatha Christie story? They're free and I love Agatha Christie, so yes, I will. I wouldn't waste a credit on it though. All in all, I'd give the adaptation a 3 out of 5 and the cast a 3 out of 5 as well. How about you? Have you listened to this, Tosh? What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe as I release a new review every week. Thanks for watching.